You better know what's happening. And then lots of things cropped up. If you have time, go and have a look at it. It is in the section of 10 to 14 years old, and it's a very seduction of the mind. But anyway, I talk to parents and say, you better do something about this. Otherwise, your daughter will come back and say, Mom, I want to marry my girlfriend. Or your son will say, Dad, I want to marry my boyfriend. So they kind of got flabbergasted. What nonsense are you talking? So, I teach people. I say, well, maybe you should go to the websites, educate yourself what's happening. It's happening in the US, in Europe. There's nothing new. It's going on for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. So what is happening in society is that we are redefining marriage. We are redefining families. So I'm a concerned citizen. And if people are so ignorant, I think I want to teach them.
Okay, so it's your opinion, your personal opinion. But you said that you mentor these women. Can I know where?
All over Singapore. I teach all over the place. Like Maureen, I never saw her until recently when somebody brought her, because I say, you guys, you better pay some attention to what's happening to your children. Josie, of course, is kind of related to me, but she, I had to nag her over the years. Can you spend, I know you've got lots of problems, family, you've got a job. Why don't you also give a little of yourself? And okay, it can go on, but...
Yes. Okay. We'd like to ask, we'd like to give opportunity to other media. We have two from the Straits Times already.
Hi, I'm from News about
okay.
Just now, two questions. Just now, you mentioned that you have been related to Josie and you know her for many years. Maybe just clarify how you have known her over the years. How have you known Josie over the years?
Oh, she's married to Dr. Chin, who received the death threat. Alan Chin's my nephew. Yes. And he also had a death threat. And my family also has death threat. Very interesting, is it? When you speak up against these issues, you get death threats. So my question is, why are we getting death threats? You should go and explore that and give an answer. Why? Why is it Jenica gets a death threat?
And my second question is, it seems that the new exco and the old exco seems to have, even before the AGM, you have differing views. And why didn't the new exco want to set up a new organization all by itself? Why did you go out and stand for running in the new exco and, in the media's words, take over there?
I just want to add the point, we are proposed, we are seconded, and we are duly elected into the exco. Aware is a women's organization, we are women, we came to join women, and I don't think I have to defend that. Now, if there is a very small proportion of OGAs who are very upset with certain directions, I think they have to respect the fact that we have been elected in, we are the new exco, and we do want to make changes. In fact, if you come to our EGM, we will share more about our plans.
I guess we have to be direct about this. No point, beating around the bush. Okay.
As Dr. Teo has mentioned, I don't know Sunyan, I don't know Josie, and I don't know the rest. I came into the picture because somebody told me that, something is happening that affects children. And I'm a mother of 3 children. So I'm concerned that going forward, what are the children going to be taught on as part of the so-called comprehensive sexual education? I don't want my children to say that, oh, it's all right to go and experiment with homosexuality, to experiment with anal sex, yeah, to experiment with virginity or the pill, or even premarital sex. I'm concerned. I'm a parent. It's shocking. How can this be done in our Singapore society? Most of us are conservative. I'm not afraid to say I'm a conservative person. I go to church, yes, but that is my religious belief. My belief system, my religious belief is personal to me. I did not go to Aware to push my religious beliefs. I went to Aware because I was concerned about what was happening with their CSE. And in particular, I went to the AWARE AGM because there were proposals to give the vote to men, to give the vote to foreign women, to give the vote to teenagers between 15 to 18 years old. Why are these being proposed in a women's organization? What is the objective of it? All these people, the men, the foreign women, the teenagers, are already in the so-called inclusive, all-inclusive membership as associate members. Why is there a need to go a step further and give them votes and give them the ability to stand as office bearers? I simply don't understand that. And it's because of this, I went to the AWARE AGM to do that. And when the elections came up, there was a position for honorary treasurer. You have seen my CV. I've been in the finance line for 30 years. It was a position which I felt I could contribute. And therefore, I stood for election. And that was how it came about. Yeah.
Hi, Zul from Today. This question is for Dr. Teo. Just out of curiosity, you said you were concerned about happenings at AWARE over time. Did you then maybe, just out of curiosity, maybe mobilize members to join by email or whatever before the AGM?
Yes, I'm sure you think it's so easy. It's like extracting teeth to get people interested in things of public affairs, because Singaporeans are very passive. There's like a passivity. So you tell them, yeah, it's like a, like a glass over the eyes. So of course, I as I said, I work with different groups. So I send them emails, and explain them and teach them. If they're not interested, there's nothing I can do about that. But I think the time has come. You see, if you know what's happening in the United States and what's happening in Europe, there was a case of a father who went to the school and said to the principal, when you teach on homosexuality or anal sex in the classroom, can you please take my 6-year-old son out of the classroom? Like Singapore, if you teach certain things, then the Muslim child will go out and so on. So they had the same kind of policy. So what happened in that case of David Parker was that he went to see the principal by appointment and said, can you give me an assurance that my 6-year-old son will be taken out? The principal said no. So they called the superintendent. He said, no, we will not give you the assurance. So he said, in that case, I will sit here. So they called the police, and he was arrested, and he was fined. Then what happened was that the 6-year-old boy was accosted by a group of 6-year-old boys in that school, because many of the parents were homosexual parents. And they took this 6-year-old boy to the back, and they beat him up. This is very frightening. And I think it's come here with the death threats that we are getting just because you speak on this issue. You get a death threat. You get a threat. Even before this, a university lecturer who wrote on a piece on equal protection of the law, purely technical piece of article, is available now. You know what happened to her? Various people, and I don't want to name them, various people wrote into the law faculty saying, you have a dimwit here, intellectual midget. All of us are not coming to university, NUS, because you have such poor quality lecturers. This is what they do in America. If you read, you will find these are the tactics they approach. And it's happened to our own people.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
I need to ask, why didn't you run for a position in the exco?
Dr. Teo, are you part of the new exco?
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, so why didn't you run for a position in the exco? Why get other people? I mean, you have such strong views about everything, and you're speaking on their behalf.
I also want to make a point clear. We are not puppets of Dr. Teo. We are mature, thinking, professional women. We joined AWARE to stand for a cause that we believe in.